Court Klopping is at the Storm Tracker Weather Center. So Court, what do people need to keep in mind for the day ahead? I heard it's going to be toasty in the next few days.
Jafet, that's right, it is. Now today it's going to be around average as far as the heat is concerned heading into your afternoon. So warming up compared to what we had over the weekend, and skies are clearing out as well. So I would dress in the lighter layers and grab your sunglasses before you head out and about this morning. Dry, but some clouds moving through for the middle of this week, and temperatures continuing to rise through Friday. And we are looking at potential for dangerous heat in your late week forecast. So something you're going to want to plan around. If you have some outdoor activities you'd like to get done this week, maybe you've got some yard work you want to get done earlier in the week, the better. Towards the Thursday, Friday time frame, it is getting downright toasty, Jafet, as you just mentioned. And as far as where we are as you're getting ready to head out the door this morning, it's mid-50s to lower 60s for most valley areas. Temperatures in the upper 40s to upper 50s in the foothills, and we're mostly still in the 40s in our mountain zones at 5:30 a.m. Winds out of the north, not very strong early today. You can see up to 6 miles an hour right now in Red Bluff. We're going to see gusts in the 15-mile-an-hour range for this afternoon into the evening. A little bit of an uptick for west winds this evening briefly, and then after that, north winds getting a little bit stronger early Tuesday, gusts up to 25 miles an hour, but those are mostly lighter towards the afternoon. So this is great news. It means our fire danger is mostly staying on the lower end, but we do have these little periods where we'll have winds that get a little stronger. You can see this 29-mile-an-hour gust Tuesday night. So those are the time frames where you need to be a little bit more cautious, and that's where it might be a little bit more of a nuisance to be outside. Satellite and radar showing you skies still cloudy overhead, but those clouds are clearing out rather quickly. And then as I zoom out, you're going to be able to see that active weather from yesterday from this wet system that brought the showers, the clouds, and cooler temperatures. We had some thunderstorm activity to our north overnight into this morning. But as that low pressure continues to track to the east, high pressure in the desert southwest builds overhead for the next several days, and that's really what's driving our weather pattern this week. You can see that ridge of high pressure really beginning to build late in the week. Wednesday through Friday, temperatures are on the rise, and they are peaking up in the triple digits for the valley. Some foothill areas might even get close to those triple digits as well, but then that starts to subside as we head into this weekend, and you can see low pressure off the coast getting a little closer, and that'll bring us a chance for showers mainly Sunday into Monday of your extended forecast. So a little change of pace, but you have to wait 7 days before we get there. Other than that, we are dry with those temperatures heating up. Temperatures today, 70s for the most part in the northern mountains, but French Gulch looks to hit 80 degrees. We'll end up in the 60s to mid-70s in the Sierra and southern Cascades. Foothills in the 70s to low 80s for your afternoon with mostly sunny skies. And if you're in the valley today, it's mostly mid to upper 80s for the afternoon in the northern zones. Mid 80s to low 90s in the mid-valley today. Mostly sunny with those modest northwest winds. So continuing to leave us with those temperatures on the rise in your Storm Tracker 7-day forecast where your weekend's always in view. It's those mid to upper 80s today and then low to mid 90s Tuesday into Wednesday. Upper 90s to triple digits Thursday with triple digit heat projected for all valley areas Friday. Mid 90s to low triple digits Saturday, and then cooling into the upper 80s to lower 90s Sunday into Monday of next week, with that chance for showers really starting to ramp up, that is, from Sunday into early next week.
It is going to get really hot. Thanks, Court. The time is 5:40, a step towards rebuilding the Honey Run covered bridge. Coming up, a look at the turnout of the annual pancake breakfast fundraiser and a breakdown of how much money is still needed to raise to complete the bridge. What police say happened when a 12-year-old took matters into his own hands and robbed a gas station. You're watching Action News Now Mornings. Some congratulations are in order for 8 members of the Butte County Sheriff's Search and Rescue Team. They successfully completed a 3-day dynamic water boat operation class yesterday and are now approved to operate search and rescue boats during training events. This special training is extra handy for the summer season. Happening today, the return of the Paradise Farmers Market. It's making a comeback from 4:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at the Holiday Market Shopping Center on the Skyway. And starting next Wednesday evening, the return of Party in the Park. It will feature different local live bands and a marketplace at Paradise Community Park that's going on from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. The rain did not stop people from turning out for the return of the pancake breakfast for the Honey Run Covered Bridge. People have been enjoying their pancakes and sausages here at the bridge for nearly 60 years. But ever since the campfire burned the original bridge, many say this event means even more to them. A guy named Greg Always moved to Butte Creek Canyon in 1965. He says he used to come down to the bridge all the time when he was growing up.
Just walking through there, the memories, sitting on the bridge, having the breakfasts, looking through the cracks. It was just so neat.
It's very nice for people to be aware that Butte Creek Canyon is here. We too experienced major trauma. Nearly half of all homes burned in a campfire.
All the money raised from the breakfast will go towards the bridge's rebuilding as Phase 2 begins shortly. The Honey Run Covered Bridge Association needs to raise another $2.5 million to complete the final 2 stages of the bridge. Michigan police handcuffed a 12-year-old boy after they say he pulled out a weapon and robbed a gas station last week. Chris Yu reports.
Armed robberies are not too common in small towns like Hartford, but when the suspect is this young, even law enforcement veterans are surprised.
It flabbergasts me that a young person, broad daylight, no mask, would walk right into business with other customers, announce an armed robbery.
Hartford police say a 12-year-old boy took a gun out of a locked cabinet in his home, went to this Marathon gas station, and pointed the gun at a clerk, demanding money. The clerk asked if the boy was serious. Police say the 12-year-old then pointed the gun at the ceiling and pulled the trigger.
It's very concerning. The school shootings that we're seeing every day, the violence we're seeing in churches. I think the father had good intentions, but I think he learned a valuable lesson that he needs to secure the firearm even better than he did because the young man was able to pry the door open.
Police say the clerk then gave a few $1,000s to the boy, who put the money in a backpack and ran off. But law enforcement from several agencies responded within 90 seconds and caught the boy in a nearby parking lot.
He pretty much did not lie about anything. He will not give us his exact reason. He said it wasn't for the money, but he would not tell us. It was recorded on high definition, 3 different cameras at the business. I just don't know what was going on in this young guy's mind.
All the money and the loaded gun were recovered. This evening, the boy was put inside this police cruiser and taken to the Juvenile Detention Center in Allegan County.
Police say they still don't know why the 12-year-old wanted to rob that gas station. Even though lunch is still a few hours away, Mr. Food shows us a proper tuna fish smell that will make you want some more.
This Mr. Food segment is brought to you by Gino's Kitchen and Appliance Center.
Every once in a while, we choose a recipe that seems so simple. You might think, who needs a recipe for that? Today's recipe might sound like one of those, but once you taste it, you'll understand why it's so special. First of all, when it comes to buying tuna, I don't believe that all tuna is equal. Maybe I'm a tuna snob or it's just the way I grew up, but for me, tuna should be white, solid, and packed in water. And then it needs to be drained really well. You can do that by pressing the lid into the can, or you can pick up one of these tuna presses, which makes this a breeze. After it's flaked, we add some mayo. And then to make this the ultimate tuna melt, some Italian dressing and sweet relish. After it's mixed, we place a few slices of tomato on some rye bread, top it with the tuna, and layer on some cheddar cheese. When this gets baked long enough for the cheese to melt and the bread to get all toasty, it's done. And since we leave this topless, it's best to eat this with a fork and knife. The recipe for what we call the ultimate tuna melt is on our website and would be perfect to serve with a bowl of soup and some chips. I'm Howard of the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a basic yet tasty way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
This Mr. Food segment was brought to you by Gino's Kitchen and Appliance Center.
The U.S. and South Korea launched missiles into the sea today in a show of force to match North Korea's missile display. 8 missiles were fired over a span of 10 minutes off the eastern coast of South Korea. This comes just a day after North Korea launched a massive short-range missiles. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff says the drill was aimed at demonstrating their ability to respond swiftly and accurately to North Korean attacks. It was North Korea's 18th round of missile tests this year. An attack at a Catholic church in Nigeria may have left dozens of people dead, including many children. Authorities say gunmen shot at worshipers and set off explosives during the Sunday morning service. Bradley Blackburn has more.
Worshippers had just gathered for Sunday morning mass at a church in southwest Nigeria when the peaceful scene turned to terror. According to lawmakers, several attackers opened fire into the crowd. Video that appears to be taken at the scene captures the wails from survivors, surrounded by people lying in pools of their own blood. The priest presiding over the mass was reportedly abducted.
It's quite unbelievable that somebody will come and the intention was to kill everybody in that church. And those running out, they were being shot from outside. Those who were inside were being shot from inside.
Church officials say the attackers also threw dynamite at the altar, setting off explosions. Authorities say many children are among the dozens dead. Medics took to television to ask volunteers to help survivors.
Need blood for them. As many people that are within the hospital environment should come and please assist.
Nigerian security officials have not shared any information yet about suspects or why someone would attack a holy gathering in such a gruesome way. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
In Rome, Pope Francis says he's praying for the victims of the attack in the country of Nigeria.
Skies are clearing and temperatures are on the rise in your Monday forecast. What do you need to know if you're working outside today? We've got the forecast just for you coming up right after this.
It is 5:56 a.m. You're never more than 10 minutes away from your local weather here on Action News Now. Let's check back in with Court Klopping. Court, it's Monday. People have to get up and get going for work. Some people may be fortunate to work inside all day, but how's it looking for those who have to work outside?
You know, Jafet, it's not too bad. It's mild this morning. We have clearing skies today, and temperatures are going to end up around or a little above average for the afternoon. So starting out the day, in the valley, we're in the 50s to lower 60s right now. We're mostly back in the low to mid 60s by 8 a.m. Skies clearing out with plenty of sunshine from 9 a.m. on. Upper 60s at 9 a.m., mid 70s by 11 a.m. with upper 70s during your noon hour. And then we'll end up in the mid 80s to lower 90s for your afternoon today. So grab the sunglasses, wear those light layers, and have some extra water. I'm talking even hotter temperatures on the way coming up at 6 a.m.
Can you tell Chase or Melissa if they can print me scripts? Thank you.
Just that 28 firefighters or law enforcement will be learning how wildfires started and how to investigate it, and those control burns will take place from 9 a.m. between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m.